Payday Fridays is probably one of the best days that you'll ever experience. Everyone is happy to have a paycheck.
You have earned yourself a check.
Payday is so exciting. You've never been any place where paychecks are so fun.
From our point of view, paid work is the highest goal for an individual. It's the most meaningful activity that most of us do in our day, and it's the most important part of the day for most adults.
When they did the evaluation on him, they said that he was autistic and could not be educated. Some of the behavioral characteristics that Kevin had were that he would kind of stamp his up and down and at the same time bite his hand. He would scratch himself until he would bleed sometimes. It was just a great giant frustration for him.
His parents were initially advised to institutionalize Kevin. They felt otherwise. Years later, they sought the help of Goodwill, who found Kevin the perfect job with the Orange County Fire Authority.
Kevin has actually worked here for 19 years. One more year, he'll be getting his 20-year service pin, and he's very excited about that. I don't think you can meet anybody around the fire authority that doesn't know him and doesn't like him. If you go around with him, you are going to be more people in 10 minutes with Kev than you could probably meet in a whole month walking around by yourself.
Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Trish.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Without the support of Goodwill, his life would be radically different.
We were watching Kevin as he got out of the car and to go up to his gate, and we just looked at each other and said, wow.
From the first day I had her, I just knew something was wrong, and I remember saying to our pediatrician, I just feel there's something wrong with my daughter. I don't know if she's gonna talk, I don't know if she's gonna walk. I remember having to leave the doctor's office and, jeez, I don't even know how I drove home. Nobody would believe me when I knew something was wrong, and it was my daughter. And so I had to look out for her.
Lisa's mother believed that her daughter was capable of more and deserved to live a fuller and more meaningful life.
I found out what I had to do to get Lisa involved in a work program. Goodwill Industries was one of the options.
Lisa quickly gained the skills she needed for projects at Goodwill stores, B&B Manufacturing, and Cox Communications.
Lisa spends about 6 hours in a program day, so the job coach will pick her up in the morning and they will be together for at least 6 hours throughout the day. And a portion of that then is divided up into work, lunch, and then community integration.
Over the last 8 years, Lisa has achieved successes her mother had once thought out of reach for her daughter.
She loves what she does, and I love it, and I never give it a second thought when she says goodbye to me in the morning. Goodwill showed me how to give Lisa independence.
When I first arrived in the States, I brought with me in my luggage my disability, the fact that I didn't speak the language, and I had no work experience. I didn't know where to go. Some people that I've met said, well, why don't you go to Goodwill?
Goodwill believes that people are more powerful than the barriers they face.
It's obvious to everyone who sees me that I do have a disability, but I don't see myself disabled.
Leonel started as a program participant more than 40 years ago in one of Goodwill's retail operations.
My job was to evaluate and price merchandise for the customer.
Leonel quickly worked his way up the ladder, and today he oversees the entire marketplace, the largest retail operation of its kind in the world.
The marketplace, it's grown now to be 2 auctions a day, Monday through Friday, 1 auction on Saturdays. It's huge.
I took it as my mission to make as much money as we can so that more people like me and others will come and get the same opportunity.
Goodwill is good for business. Nearly 200 local companies utilize Goodwill's trained and enthusiastic workforce. Goodwill is good for the community. We give a hand up, rather than a handout, to Orange County's most underserved. Goodwill is good for people. It's about satisfaction, pride, and a sense of purpose.
It's really about looking beyond the person's disability and looking at what their abilities are. Everyone is capable of working.
To provide job opportunity and training for people with disabilities and other barriers to employment so they can achieve the highest level of personal and economic independence. That is what Goodwill is all about.
Goodwill means independence.
Goodwill means home away from home.
Goodwill means jobs.
Goodwill means freedom.